Madden NFL 24, and we'll see Quay Walker. He's coming off an excellent 12-tackle game last week. It's the Jaguars and the Steelers, and it's all up next on EA Sports.
But not far from where the Steelers' former homes at Three Rivers Stadium, Forbes Field once stood, we are at Pittsburgh's Acrisure Stadium. Today we've got a Week 8 matchup on tap here, as it'll be the Jacksonville Jaguars taking on the Pittsburgh Steelers.
With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, we look at this Steeler ball club entering play. And they've lost 3 straight here, and it goes without saying, I guess, they could certainly use a win.
And how do they get a win? Because they've lost 3 straight, I think it's paramount that they get a fast, clean start to this game.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Jaguars, they've been playing well, really well. Winners of 5 of their last 7, but losers last time out. Lurching closer toward the midway point of this NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports.
And we will not see a run back on the opening kickoff. This will be a touchback.
So the Steelers offense getting set for their first drive.
And bringing them out is the top pick in the 2018 draft, fiery competitor from Oklahoma, Baker Mayfield.
Would you say that last week's performance by him, workmanlike in terms of numbers?
1 touchdown, 1 pick, but obviously a loss.
Yeah, and that's the bottom line for him. All he cares about is how do we find a way to win the game. Maybe leans on a few other parts of the offense, and hopefully springs a receiver or 2 free.
Mayfield to throw on the first play.
Short throw underneath to Hurst. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. The numbers for him from a week ago: 5 catches, 51 yards.
And he was able to haul that pass in there, but he knows he's got a tough task ahead of him. This unit in the top 5 in the NFL against the pass. He's going to have to really work hard to get open.
They'll run it. This is Ramondre Stevenson.
And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down.
2 things to watch. First, his strength and being able to break out that initial contact. But at his size, once you slow his momentum, it's hard for him to get it started again and end up tackling him behind the line of scrimmage.
Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he will have a Steelers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. So he turned to a trusted, familiar face in that 3rd down situation. It paid off.
Yeah, you go to your veteran receiver in that spot, so you can't underestimate him when he's on the field. Defensively, make sure you know where he is because he understands how to get open in key situations. Completion was given up, but that's why you play zone defense, so that you can have people around the ball when it's caught, and you don't give up much run after the catch.
Second down and 4. Up the middle, here's Stevenson.
Still a couple yards short of the first as the 3-yard gain brings up a 3rd down.
You look at this Jaguar defense.
Right now they're ranked number 29 in the NFL against the pass, so 4th from the bottom, Charles.
And even though that's not the greatest ranking in the world, one thing you can say, they get after the quarterback. They're in the top 10 in the league in sacks.
They'll try and run for the first with Stevenson.
And he's going to run into a brick wall right in the middle of the field, and I don't think he got there.
So on 4th down, on is the punter, Ryan Wright.
Yeah, last week in the loss, 5 punts as he gets this one away. And he didn't quite have the backspin on that one. It hits at the 4 and continues into the end zone. It's a touchback. So here are the Jags now set to get their first drive. And a glance at the tall signal caller, standing 6'6".
And last week's loss came despite a clean game on his end, throwing the ball with 2 touchdowns and 0 interceptions. His job this week is simple. Do it again. Continue to avoid turnovers and hope that what sunk them last week resolves itself this time around.
They'll try and start this drive in the air.
He has it complete to Christian Watson.
And past the 40. before he's out of bounds. The end result, 21 yards.
Now a first carry for the brother of Dalvin. It's James Cook. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. It's another first down on what will be a gain of 21 yards.
Well, no slow start here. A couple nice chunk plays back-to-back.
I love the momentum that they're showing here early because they did it both ways, right? Threw the ball on first down for a nice chunk of yardage. Came right back and ran the ball. Looks like they got the defense set back on their heels. Let's see if they can keep this moving.
The numbers a week ago for Cook. 14 carries, 60 yards.
You know he's proud of his standing as the league's number 3 rusher, and those linemen in front of him, they're just as proud, but they all have the same goal in mind. Get him to number 1 in the league and celebrate a rushing title at the end of the year. That starts with a good game here.
Counting down toward the midway point in quarter 1. And that's going to be caught. T. Higgins. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. A really good pickup of 28 yards.
Boy, how about the speed with which this offense can get down the field? It's taken them no time at all to get down here, and now they're set up with a 1st and goal.
They're going to look to throw. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
They'll go again from the 3 here on 2nd and goal. They'll look to throw. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. That's already the 3rd time they've looked his way on this opening drive. He's caught 1 of the 3.
That doesn't mean they won't continue to go in that direction. It feels like they think they've got something good going there, and they think those numbers are going to increase.
The Steeler defense proving its mettle here. And now this is 3rd and goal. Robinson. And he'll keep working toward that end zone as he's down to about the 2-yard line. Only a yard there, so it brings up 4th and goal. Defense keeps him out of the end zone there. Now, will they go for it? And if so, can they do it one more time?
Yeah, I just don't know if it's worth it going for it, because what we've seen from the defense so far, every gap is taken care of. Everyone is sound in their coverage. No one is breaking free, and those ball carriers are getting tagged. If I were them, I'd think very hard about just taking 3 points and taking their dignity and moving on.
And the ball's at the 2, spotted at the 2, so a pretty good chunk to go. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They try to throw on 4th and goal from the 2, and the Steeler defense will celebrate the goal line stand. Out of his end zone, Mayfield. Short throw underneath to Hurst. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And it's 2nd down.
Again, 4. It's now 2nd and 6 at the 6-yard line.
Straight ahead, it's Stevenson. Able to evade the tackle, but then quickly brought down just outside the 5. Call it a gain of a yard, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 5.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Mayfield down. Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. Sauce Gardner puts it on. And they're going to get the football just outside the 10 at the 11-yard line.
And they'll take possession already in the red zone and in a great spot to add points to the scoreboard.
And, Brandon, how many times have we seen a defense with a lot of field behind them get even more aggressive, right? They feel like they've got them not pinned down, but in a favorable spot for them, and they took advantage of it there, got a nice interception, and set up their offense in great shape.
Touchdown! Chris Manhertz. his first touchdown on the year.
And the Jags use the early turnover to get on the board first here in this one.
I'll let you do the analysis, partner, but with every touchdown pass this young quarterback throws and with the success that his team has had, I just continue to be more and more impressed.
Let's both do the analysis. Impressed. Aren't we both?
Yeah.
I mean, and why shouldn't we be? We've seen him improve throughout the year. We've seen him settle in now, and you can see the confidence of the team has grown. His confidence has grown. I think that everyone around this guy feels good about what they've seen, and it's also safe for him when he's driving home to turn on Sports Talk Radio. He's okay.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Stevenson elects not to return it. It's a touchback. Pittsburgh set to take over again on offense. And we'll see if they can bounce back from that last drive, in particular if they can bounce back at the quarterback position, Charles, after throwing their first interception of the ball game.
Yeah, and some guys, you know they're going to want to try and get a big play right away and take control back. Others, they're going to want to look to hit a couple shorter passes, get a little momentum back that way.
But for the defense, that goal's not changing a bit. They want another pick.
You're exactly right about that. In fact, you got to watch them a little bit because in coverage, they may cut down their gaps a little bit, maybe their splits a little bit in order to try and get to the ball even faster.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10.
Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. And the Jags are going to have the short field here as they'll take over right at the 50.
But it's certainly not giving much help to their defense, are they? Because for the second time now, that D has had to run back out on the field early after an interception. And remember, on the last drive, the opposing side took it in for 6 after that interception.
And a good job of finding the open space to run as he's down close to the 30 here. 47 yards rushing for him now on just his first 3 carries.
Well, they're making a real first-quarter statement with a run game, no doubt.
For those who remember old-school football, running it, establishing things, seeing backs find holes, get through them, they've got to like what they're seeing from this unit so far. Right now, they've decided to, as you said, establish the run game, and they've been successful doing it.
So nothing doing there, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
The Jaguars sitting at 5-2 on the year. And they've been playing well, really well. I mean, winners of 5 of their last 7, but losers last time out.
And it always hurts when you lose a tight game, as they did a week ago. I think each player starts thinking to himself, if I could have played better one play here, one play there, maybe it could have changed this team's fortunes. But it absolutely illustrates how important it is to play a complete game if you want to win in the NFL.
You look at this Steeler defense.
They're a top 5 unit right now against the pass in the league. In fact, they sit at number 5.
And I'm struggling a little bit trying to really categorize this crew. They're top 10 in the league against the pass, but the bottom half of the league in sacking the quarterback. That doesn't make sense. Imagine if this group ever put pressure on the QB, they'd easily move into the top 5.
After 7-0. The Jags with a football to begin the 2nd quarter as they've got it with a 4th down coming up. Carlson able to put this one through, and that will extend their lead even further.
They already had the early lead, and they get the interception, Charles, and now they add 3 more with the field goal.
Yeah, they're in control of how this game is playing out so far. You mentioned the early lead. Now they're expanding on it, getting plays on both sides of the ball. A winning recipe if they can keep this up.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Out comes the Steeler offense now, ready to see what they can do here. Now, they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. They'll wind up losing 8 on the sack there, and it's 2nd down.
Pressure can come from all over when you're plotting a defensive strategy. On that particular play, it just came from the outside.
Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Throwing, Mayfield. That is incomplete.
I know conventional wisdom says, hey, don't get it all back in one play. But sometimes you go ahead and try to. They tried to get it all back on that one. Weren't able to do so.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
And an off-balance throw there, and it's going to wind up incomplete.
The passing game not in sync here early, and now it's 4th down. And here's Ryan Wright now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. Returnable here from the 38. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. And that'll be a return of 12 following a very nice punt. And this offense takes over in great shape right at the 50. 1st and 10. Very good starting field position for the Jaguars offense as they come up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. Now Cook running right. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
Well, they held him to a short gain on that one, and it almost felt like on that first run, they were trying to just throw the jab at him. So how do you stop a jab? Get closer and smother it, just as they did on that last play.
From the 47 now, they work with a 2nd and 7.
They'll set up a throw.
Swinging this out wide here for Cook.
A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6.
Well, they'll use him a lot out of the backfield. He had 5 catches a week ago, and he makes another catch here for good yardage.
So 3rd and 2. This quite possibly 4-down territory, though, if they're stopped. They'll run it. Here's Cook. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a first down.
59 yards rushing for him now, and he's carried the ball just 5 times.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense, because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
They'll look to throw now on first down.
He's got his pass-catching tight end. That's Pitts.
So the completion good for 6 yards, and it'll be 2nd down.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
Ball on the 27. Here's a 2nd and 4.
They'll set up to throw. And they're not able to hook up there. Incomplete.
Well, so many times defensive backs get caught playing the man rather than the football, but not in this case. That's an excellent play. Did exactly what you're supposed to do. Attack the football and help break up the pass.
Yep, as a result, knocks it down. And he won't get to the marker. He's a yard short. A pickup of 3. It leaves him with 4th and 1.
This team doesn't mind running the ball in any situation, and I thought he was going to get the first down the way the play developed, but the defense closed in and stopped him just about a yard short.
Well, the offense failed earlier on the previous crack at this, but they're going again on 4th down. They'll run for it with Robinson, and he will have the first down across the 20 to the 19-yard line. A solid pickup of 5 and a very solid 4th down conversion, and defensively pure frustration. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on first down. A play-action fake. They'll look to throw. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Oh, man, for him to be that wide open and drop it. Sometimes you have just too much time on your hands, right? You end up thinking way too much, and your hands get shaky.
And, yes, he's a tight end, but that's a catch he should have made. And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. To the right side, and he's got more complete. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard.
It's a nice completion and a little bit of run after catch as well to create the yardage that they got. But it is so tough to cover that route, the drag route, Because they run it at varying speeds. Because the key is to create hesitancy on the defender's part.
Always so empathetic for those DBs, aren't you? Back to the ground, Cook. And he has the first down before he's tackled at the 5. 4 yards on the pickup, good enough to extend the drive.
That's about what you would expect since they're so efficient on picking up third downs in the top 5 in the NFL. It's all a mindset, and I guarantee you, it started in the offseason. Third down's important to them. They find a way to pick them up at a very good clip.
He'll buy some time right. Got his man, it's caught. Touchdown, Jaguars.
Elijah Moore.
His second touchdown on the season. And the Jaguars are able to widen their advantage. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that makes our score 17-0. Here's the Jaguar kick team now as they run up and send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field.
And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
Well, no, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
Now a handoff. Stevenson.
And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on first down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on second.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in the expected passing situation.
On third down, Mayfield going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
And here's Ryan Wright now,
as he's on to punt for Pittsburgh. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. This is brought in at the 21. It'll be a 48-yard punt. 5 there on the return. And the Jaguars go on offense, 1st down and 10.
James Cook running back out now.
And he's well on his way to a 100-yard game. He's already more than halfway there. We're only in the second quarter.
And what I've always loved about running backs is they'll tell you, I had no idea how many yards I had.
Right.
Those guys have an innate sense of where they are in a ball game and how many yards they've accumulated, because you know they're always working towards 100.
He's been working well towards 100 here. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's 2nd down.
You know what I like about that play? He didn't try to do too much on first down. He took what the defense gave him, put together a solid gain to bring up 2nd and manageable. Now they have a couple of plays to pick up just a few yards and a new set of downs.
And this will be a Jaguars 1st down as good running gets him to about the 44. 78 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here in this first half.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. A reminder that coming up in 2 minutes' time, we'll check in with Jonathan Coachman from Orlando. He'll have highlights and analysis of this first half of play. Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. And his throw is incomplete.
Well, he certainly thought he had a window to push that ball downfield, but as soon as he released the throw, the corner was there to slam that window shut.
Here's 2nd and 10.
They'll drop to throw. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
They decided the opportunity was there and launched a deep ball, but he was unable to get away from the defender, couldn't create space, couldn't uncover at the end of the route, and that one winds up incomplete.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Back to throw here. Flushed out right. And a nice job there defensively to contain him and get him to the ground a few yards short of the first down marker.
A gain of 7, but it's 4th down.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And this defense will take over right at midfield. So that's the second time this game they've given it up on 4th down. They're now 1 for 3 on 4th down conversion tries.
But they must feel good about what they're doing, right? They continue to go for it on 4th down. Give the defense a lot of credit, though. They've stopped them 2 out of 3 times. Usually you have 4th down plays that you have dialed up and ready to go and you think are going to be successful. Not so far in this game. Well, this defense is certainly organized and playing off of each other because the rush is providing pressure and the coverage is forcing incompletions and capitalizing on mistakes. When you get every level on defense hitting it once, you get first half scores just like this one.
The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime.
So here's a 3rd and 14.
To throw, Mayfield. And the throw there going to be incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early. And now it's 4th down. And here's Ryan Wright now as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. This is taken around the 12. And just a net of 31 here. 40-yard punt, 9 on the return.
And they will take over 1st and 10. The Jags going to go on offense now late in this first half. And with a little under a minute to go, still time to try to put a drive together to add to their lead should they so choose.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. Flush to his right. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be 2nd down.
I did like his decision-making there to make sure they picked up something instead of forcing a throw. Now they've got more manageable play coming up to try and pick up the 1st down, and don't rule out the possibility that he just keeps it and runs again.
That's going to be brought in by Higgins. And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. 23 yards the pickup there.
But one of the ways the quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
Now looking for Higgins, but it is intercepted.
Picked off by Cameron Sutton.
And the Steelers are going to have the short field here as they'll take over right at the 50.
They've got a pretty comfortable lead right now, but maybe a little too careless with the football that time for the rookie.
I think the key word there is comfortable. And there's 2 schools of thought on it. With that type of a lead, maybe you can take a few more chances because you have a cushion. Others will tell you, don't eat up the cushion with careless play. He'll learn to ride that line as he moves on in his career.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete.
Well, this defense is going to have to finish the job. There's still a second half that they have to play. But so far, an absolute total effort. They've disrupted the passing game, stressed the pocket for the quarterback. They forced him into errant throws. Everything they're doing.
And it's intercepted at the goal line.
And nothing comes of this last-ditch attempt at points as time will run out on this first half.
Well, why don't we hold off on the halftime update after all? Seems like everyone's ready to go here for the second half in Week 8 in the NFL. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth ready for quarter number 3. A very one-sided first half. 17-0 our score as we get going in quarter number 3.
This taken in at the goal line. And he'll be stopped up at the 25.
So here are the Jaguars to take over on offense. They fell in their ball game last week. That was a loss to the Saints, but they're on top here as they begin this drive. Starting the third quarter with Cook. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down.
Not a huge carry there on first down, but not all of them will be. But still, all in all, a positive play for the offense. It's all about picking up at least a few to set up what you're going to do here on second down.
Here's a 2nd and 7. And this is Cook with a grab. That one a first down pickup of 8.
One of my old teammates called me the other day when he was watching the game. He's like, man, trying to watch an NFL game and trying to account for their passing game, that's difficult. And just when you think you get everything covered, here comes a back out of the backfield. And in this case, he picks up a first down.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is a defense that's certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
2nd and 10.
A 10th carry in the game for Cook. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
96 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here.
We don't talk about it very often, but sometimes there's a dip in intensity when you start the second half, which can manifest itself in some sloppy tackling. And how about right there? He ran right through that weak tackle attempt.
They go play action here on first down. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it.
We talk a lot about setting the tone to start the game. Well, you want to start the tone right in the third quarter as well, and nearly lost a football there in their first drive.
And sometimes we overdo it when we talk about halftime adjustments and what teams are going to do. Most of the time, it's just a matter of executing the game plan you brought in. But I'll guarantee you, they didn't draw that play up on the whiteboard at halftime. They're fortunate to retain possession.
A gain there of 21 yards.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the third quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it.
And the possession is theirs at their own 43-yard line. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 43. Mayfield now after the fumble recovery. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. It'll be a loss of 7 on the sack, and it brings up 2nd.
They tried to go with a little play action there, but nobody on the defensive side bit.
Yeah, they adjusted in time and in a big way and ultimately got the sack. On offense, sometimes you're running play action just to set up a certain blocking technique. In this case, none of it worked.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today.
Sauce Gardner picks it off.
And they take possession 2 yards away from midfield at the 48-yard line.
Well, it certainly feels like this defensive group has figured this guy out to the tune of a big lead in this one. And you know that he's frustrated with how this game has gone. And now with back-to-back interceptions, he's got to find a way to get out of his own head and start making better plays.
Out comes the Jacksonville offense as they get set to take over here. And last time, the fumble, the turnover. Now they still have the lead, but I don't think coaches care. The turnovers will bother them no matter what the scoreboard says.
That's the relief, that you still have the lead. But coaches look at what if and what it should be. Turning the ball over when they've got a chance to score more points and increase the lead, that's what's going to affect them.
And they're also thinking to future weeks, maybe when the game's closer, right?
No doubt about it. You want to clean up everything. Let's just be honest about it. They want everything to be perfect at all times. They don't want to give up anything that's going to hurt their team.
Again, it's Cook. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere.
Now it looks like we're going to get a stoppage here. An injured Steeler on that last play. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside.
They'll need to get this to the 38. That's where the first down marker is here on third. He'll drop to throw. Eluding the pressure right. And that'll be incomplete with a penalty flag here on the field. And I'm not sure he was still behind the line when he let that thing go. So since that last play got nothing, they'll go ahead and decline the penalty, and that forces a fourth down situation. Here's A.J. Cole now, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. He punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. And it's out of bounds. Now we'll see what the side judge says. He says out at the 8-yard line. And for an offense that is struggling, this is not where you want to start from. Great punt.
Fantastic punt. And for all those who wonder, what do punters do during the course of practice each and every day? The best ones do what we just saw there. Work on positioning the football and helping their team.
And the drive starts with a carry by Stevenson.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
I don't think any of us were surprised that they decided to start this drive on the ground after the last 2 drives ended in interceptions.
Unfortunately, though, not a lot going on that first play.
Yeah, I think the anticipation was felt also by the defense.
Play action now. Here's Mayfield. And he goes down. It's a sack. They get him back at his own 3-yard line. It'll go in the books as a 7-yard loss on the sack. And it's 3rd down.
On the handoff, Stevenson
Stiff-armed him.
And he was able to shed 1 tackle but could not get away from there.
It's a gain of just 3, and the offense likely going to yield to the punting unit here on 4th down.
And here's Ryan Wright now,
as he's on for the 5th time here today. And he'll take it on this side of midfield. It's a 45-yard punt, then 8 on the return. Now the Jags will have great field position to start this drive as they take over on the short side of the field. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you content to play the field position game?
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tougher spot? You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of this game yourself.
They'll try and start this drive in the air.
And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
Not his best throw there, but where we sit right now in the 3rd quarter, he's got a pretty good game throwing the football.
He certainly has, and it's not exactly at the point where we're doing 4-minute offense yet, but they've got to think about, I'm not going to say milking the clock, but understanding clock management here on out.
And he's able to get this one down to about the 40. 5 yards, now it's 3rd and 5.
That 2nd down play call was not to pick up the 1st down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable 3rd down because they had incompletion on 1st down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
And this is good from 57 yards out. That was bombs away right there. And that will extend their lead even further.
So 3 more points tacked on, and this margin getting more comfortable by the minute.
And with the lead where it is, you can actually feel good about field goals. We talk all the time about scoring 6s, not 3s. But in this case, they're just looking to chew up some time and come away with points.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
The Steelers ready to take over on offense. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. Mayfield looks to throw.
Crossing route, and he hits his man. It's Jones. Now he's loose at the 40.
And down to the 19-yard line. A big play there on the catch and run. 65 yards.
And the offense is saying to itself right now, only they were all this easy because he was wide open. And once he made the catch, plenty of room to work his way downfield. That was a breakdown on the defensive side of the ball, one that they want to fix immediately.
And his rough afternoon continues. He's going nowhere again.
Deion Henley there on the tackle.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
A 2nd and 10 forthcoming here. Third quarter action in the Steel City of Pittsburgh, PA.
Mayfield now.
And that went too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete.
So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They've given him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
Play fake. Mayfield. And in for the Steelers touchdown. Tim Patrick from 19 yards away.
And the Steelers. Cut into this deficit here in the final minute of the third.
Point after, right down the middle. And that cuts this lead down to 13. 5 plays there on that drive. And it ends with the Steelers finding the end zone. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And he elects not to bring this one out as his guys will take over at the 25. Out comes the Jacksonville offense as they get set to take over here.
Their lead down to 2 scores after the touchdown a moment ago as they start with a 1st and 10.
They start the drive with Cook.
And he'll get this up just shy of the 30.
An opportunity to get a drive started here at the end of the third quarter. What you're trying to do is break the game down a little bit. Don't let your guys see too deep into the game, into the future, and say, oh, we got to get here. No, right here, right in front of them, melt the clock down, get to the fourth quarter, try and keep going.
And try to keep that lead.
Exactly.
2nd and 6, just inside the 30. They run it again with Cook. taken down after a decent gain, and that will bring us to the end of this third quarter of play. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his third down play. Back now in Pittsburgh. It's Jaguar football here, and they'll look to extend their lead as we begin quarter number 4. And this offense on third down today, they've struggled to the tune of 2 for 8 so far. Here it's 3rd and 2. Another tote for the workhorse this afternoon. It's Cook.
And this will be a Jaguars first down as he's able to get this up to the 37-yard line. It carries like that. That's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
Now here's a throw right side taken in by his tight end. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards.
Second down and 3.
Up the middle, it's Cook.
And this will be a Jaguars first down as he's got this up to the 45-yard line.
I think we're seeing the effect that runs like that are starting to have on this game. They're a little bit slower, that front seven reacting to the football, almost like body blows in boxing, slowing them down, and they're really starting to take over in this game.
Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. Now a nice throw here right side. He hauls it in. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out.
But when you're up by 2 scores in the fourth quarter and you're going to throw the football, expect to see a lot of man coverage, because usually what comes along with man coverage is pressure. So if you're a play caller and you want to keep throwing the football, that's fine. Just make sure your offensive line understands they're going to get additional guys running at the quarterback.
Mike Tomlin has reached for that red challenge flag, and he'll throw it out there.
Previous play is under review.
Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Well, here's the call.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
So Mike Tomlin correct in his assessment to throw the flag there. Now a 2nd and 10.
On play action, they'll throw. Looking left side, that's caught by Moore. And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 32-yard line. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll try the middle with Cook. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. On this day, the ground has been his, but at least on that individual play, we just saw the defense finally with a win.
Yeah, they finally got one, and that's a win for them, but all game long, he's seen the holes, and they've been huge for him. Kind of like a baseball hitter.
And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked off by Cameron Sutton.
And the Steelers are back in this football game.
We're holding on to the lead at this second half. Those are the types of plays you really want to try and stay away from.
And when you're a rookie, keeping your focus is have to work on all the time because there's so many distractions around you between the crowd noise and your coaches and your teammates. But the other part, you've got to learn how to finish. It's the 2 F's for a rookie quarterback.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. The interception was a great starting point, but now they need points pretty quickly, down 2 scores. And nearly another interception. Well, it would have been his 3rd of the game, but this time he couldn't hang on. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Mayfield off the play fake. Short throw underneath to Hurst. He's across midfield and all the way down to the 41-yard line. That one a gain of 20 and a first down.
Good yardage on the completion there. And when they look at the scoreboard, they do understand a field goal is not going to do them any good. My guess, they're going to press the ball downfield as far as possible, try and throw it into the end zone and get a score because they know they've got to get that done and get the ball back as quickly as possible.
One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
From the 35, back to work on 2nd and 4. Here's Mayfield. Throwing the out route and complete. It's Patrick. And he takes us just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a first down.
And here, down 2 scores, you've still got some time, but you've got to start thinking about preserving the clock when you can. And that's a nice job to secure the football, pick up the first down, and get out of bounds.
On 1st and 10, Mayfield. That's caught over the middle by Hurst. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. And again, it's Mayfield. And caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. DK Metcalf from 4 yards out. And the Steelers have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th. Extra point right down the middle. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. Here's the Steelers kick team as they'll boot this one away. And he will not bring it out. He'll just go down to a knee here for a touchback. And the ball will come out to the 25. The Jags offense now gets set and heads back onto the field. And with that last touchdown, I mean, we're set up for a good finish here. Some things to consider, Charles. Obviously, it's a very close game. You're in the 4th quarter. Defensively, they've got all 3 timeouts in their back pocket.
So the chess match really ramps up, doesn't it? Because in these situations, what do? Do you run the ball and kill the clock here? Or do you try and bury them with another score? And how about defensively? Do you use your timeouts at earliest opportunity? Or wait till you hit the 2-minute warning? So there's a lot going into this one. Let's see how each side goes about their strategy.
A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31. This defense starting to buckle down when they need to, and right now they're winning this 4th quarter, losing the game, but they're winning in the 4th quarter.
And what a fine line it is about what they're trying to get done because they're down, so they obviously need the football, need a score, but they can't be so aggressive as to give up their edge, their gaps, and have the offense hit them with a big play.
And he won't get close. Only a yard, 4th and 3. Now back to throw. And this is caught. He hits more. And he is going to have the Jaguars first down by a couple of yards as they get 5 there on 4th and 3.
I remember pregame when we were talking to him on the field, and he took his gloves off and showed us his fingers. A few misshapen ones in there, and now we know why, trying to catch those types of bullets.
That was a dart. Yeah, even for a talented receiver, those are tough to hang on to. Open man is Higgins. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
8 yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd and 2. 46-yard line.
Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So it's Jaguar football here as we welcome you back. They've got a second down now as they search for a way to get this one to the finish line. 2nd and 2. He's got his man on the crossing route. This is Higgins. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. That one looks like he'll throw here. Incomplete, right side to Cook. Fights through it. But he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out.
These guys are running offense like you drive. The pedal is down, stomped down. How about that? Back-to-back completions. They are rolling.
So much for being conservative and running that football. Points of contact necessary at this stage as they'll run on 1st down. The Steelers signal for the 2nd of their timeouts, and they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the 1st down. They'll set up to throw. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Now the Steelers going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. They'll look to throw here. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by Micah Hyde. And the Steelers force the turnover. They'll take over at the 10. Certainly not what he was hoping for, Charles. That's now 3 interceptions in this ballgame.
But there's a lot of knowledge to be gleaned every time you throw an interception if you do things the right way. And hasn't there been a pretty darn good quarterback along the way who threw a lot of interceptions early?
Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their 1st timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Plenty of time to work with here, but the timeouts, they're gone. Here's 1st and 10. Mayfield. He's got his big tight end. That's Hurst. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. Here's Baker. Catch is made by Metcalf. And he is in as they have tied it late here in the final minute of the 4th quarter. Now the extra point try forthcoming. And they have taken the lead here in this 4th quarter. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And it's capped off by the touchdown and the ever-critical extra points. So it is a 1-point lead here in the final minute of action. And with time of factor here late, he'll just take a knee and they'll start things out at the 25. So now the Jags down by 1. 40 seconds to go. And they need about 35 yards to get in range for a winner as they come up on 1st down. Got this complete to the tight end Pitts. They'll look to throw. Oh, and that's going to sabotage their comeback plans. It is intercepted. And he brings this one back. 6 for a Steeler touchdown. The call is to go for 1 and kick the extra point. And with that, the lead is up to 8. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick 6. Oh, a good return up past the 30.
The Jaguars take over 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
This is 1st and 10.
After the pick six, they go right back to the air. Escaping the pressure right. He's going to let it fly. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
I've got a good friend in football who always talks about predictive history. He's got one of their 2 touchdowns. You can understand why they tried to find him again. Weren't able to connect, but the thought, that was good.
One final shot. They'll look to throw. Pressure comes, and the Steelers take him down.
What a thrilling fourth quarter this one was. Well, at least, I guess, if you're cheering for the winning side, an outstanding